And we're actually live.
Nice.
You like that? Huh? You like that?
I mean, you're definitely right. It sounds so good.
Does it not?
Yeah, the mic.
You don't want to leave this. You'll see in about 10, 30 minutes. I'm like, we're done. And you're like, no.
Fuck that.
It doesn't really hit you until you take them off. And you're just like, oh
I
my
can
God.
imagine. It's like
Yeah.
walking out of an auditorium and your fucking head is just ringing.
Yeah.
So this is actually...
Except the opposite.
Yeah.
What? Your
I
head's
don't
not
fucking
ringing.
know. To me, it is.
Your head's ringing right now?
No. I'm saying when I'll take these off, everything will sound different.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
when you walk out of an auditorium or something.
Definitely. My
But,
phone's finally charged.
yeah, so what? This is going to be episode 3?
2 point. Wait. Well, I don't know. Episode 2.
Well,
we're in here.
This is technically the second time we've done
This is a might not air episode. So if it does, feel special.
Aw. But we were talking before we got started. We've done this before without mics and all this fancy shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
I don't know, but Dawn and Haley found it.
Oh no.
Man, it's probably been 4 years. So we probably did that in like 2011.
Sounds right.
All I really remember about it is we were fucked up and we got our camera out and we started recording. And I don't remember what the fuck we talked about.
It was just me being an asshole.
Basically, which, I mean, that's just you normal.
You're wrong.
That's okay.
I'm right. Listen to me, Rush Limbaugh Jr.
Right. But like every 5 minutes, I remember we would scream like, smoke break.
Really?
And then we would just smoke weed. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I used to be able to handle the weed so good, and now, like, hit it, I'm just like, heart attack.
Yeah.
The weed's too good.
The weed got a lot better.
Like, how old do you feel saying that? Did you ever think you
Old?
would? No, think when you're 21. Did you ever think you'd say that out loud?
No.
Never.
Never.
The weed can't be too good. I need it better and better.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. That's
Higher
what our
tasting.
generation did.
Well, the thing is I remember when $40 an eighth weed just kind of disappeared.
As in?
Like, one day you could get, or not 40 an eighth, 40 a quad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for a quad, it was $40, and the next thing I know, everything is $25 a quad.
Well, that was the golden years.
I mean, there were
$40 quads, and that
good
was like
level,
and that was good
mid-level
weed.
mids. Good mid-level weed.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
not to put you on blast, but like Donovan Wise,
Yeah.
needed $40. Bro had me.
Freshman year.
Yeah. Shout out Donovan Wise. I haven't seen him forever. The last time I seen him was IU party.
Really?
And like he was throwing a party, and I didn't go to IU. So
Right.
like I didn't know where to go. I went down there, like, we're gonna party at IU. And then finally someone was like, we're going to Donovan Wise. It's like, yes, finally, someone I know. And like we got there, and Donovan just treated me like I was a king. He's like, everybody, this is Haney. He's on the beer pong next. And then next thing I know, Donovan was like fighting some guy in the corner. I'm like, oh God, I should probably help him. But Donovan was just working him. I was like, oh, he's got it.
Do you remember when we went to IU?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, the deer?
Yeah.
You're still a liar.
No, I'm not. All
If
right.
Haley and Don watch this, I agree with you guys, and Jordan's lying.
No, I'm not. Story is...
Yeah, let's hear the story. Is it consistent? Let's
Yes,
hear it.
it's consistent. So we went to IU randomly one Saturday to watch a football game. I think it was Michigan versus IU.
Fire. I remember the game.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
vividly.
It just so happened that Devo was there.
Yeah, shout out
Just
to
fucking
Devo.
randomly.
He'll be in the next episode.
Willie.
Mm-hmm.
So he's there, and we watch the game, and then we leave, and it's probably 30 degrees, and they wanted to put the top down. So we put the top down on my convertible.
I wasn't in your car, was I?
Yeah, because we were just hollering at people.
I must have been that
With-
drunk.
with the
I don't
top
remember at all.
Um,
Was it Halloween?
no, I think it was after Halloween. I don't think there was any event. But we go to, I don't even remember whose apartment it was that lived down there. They went to Ivy Tech in Bloomington.
Matt Meyer, maybe.
No, I can never remember the guy's name.
I don't
Anyways,
know.
that's not important.
The
actually,
deer.
Right, I'm getting to
the
that
topic.
because that's not the only thing that happens.
Go ahead and lie to the world, Joe. You're sticking to this lie.
I'm not lying to the world. So we get to this guy's apartment, and they're like, we want to go get beer. I'm like, all right, well, I'll drive. And at that point, I had put the top back up. So we go to leave, and one of the guys I'm with is like, hey, let's put the top down. So I go to put the top down, and I hear a fucking crack. And somehow, when I put the top down, something must have gotten set up there.
Yeah.
And it cracked the glass. So I'm like, fuck, whatever. It is what it is. I have to get new glass. So it's time for me to leave because I have to work the next morning. And I didn't drink at all.
Talking to the mic just a little more.
I didn't drink at all. I was sober.
Yeah.
You drank, obviously.
I was not going home.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
I pre-planned that before we left.
Yeah, and you didn't tell me that. You were like, I'll pay for gas. And at this point, I
paid for gas, didn't I?
You gave me your card that I didn't know how to use.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Well, that's my fault, too.
But I thought I was going to run out of gas. Anyways, I'm, doing 80 or 90 all the way home, basically. I just want to get the fuck home. It's midnight. I got to work at like 7 o'clock the next morning. So I get back to Indy, and I get off
First
on
mistake.
Post. Yeah, I get off on Post to take the back roads.
So you're already at Indy?
Yeah. I got home in like 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get off on Post, right there at 74.
Mm-hmm.
I take the back roads. I don't even remember what road it was, but I'm driving.
It's not many.
No.
500.
No, it's not
600,
500. No, it's none
700.
of those because it's on the opposite side. But anyways, I take a ride off Post and go down to Kitley. And not that Kitley. There's two different fucking Kitleys somehow.
Where did you hit the deer at?
On Kitley.
See, your story's not consistent, motherfucker.
Yes, it is. What do you mean?
You told me that you hit the deer on the way out from IU to the interstate.
No, I fucking didn't. I never told you that. I hit the deer.
I want to hear
5
Haley's
minutes. I hit the deer 5 minutes
Dom.
from my fucking house.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, this whole time, I thought you hit it like,
No.
you know that like little back road you take to the interstate?
Yeah.
Leaving IU?
Yeah.
It's like one lane.
Yeah.
I thought you hit the deer there, and like the
No.
whole way home, you
No.
just had like
That might be walnut.
Deer.
I can't remember.
antler in your shit.
No. And I didn't hit the fucking deer. The fucking deer hit me.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I swear to God, there's a deer right here that it looked like a smaller deer and a bigger deer. And I'm driving and I'm like, oh shit. And before I know it, that deer just rammed into me.
So moral of the story for listeners is Jordan came home with the car demolished from IU.
Not true.
And
Or
he,
yeah, I guess you could say
and you got to think we're like fucking 19. That's about right age 20.
We were 21. We were for sure 21.
Okay, we're at 21, drunk, go to IU, come back home to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
But in the midst of this, Jordan decides just to go home. But then he comes home to a demolished car, and Don and Dwayne are looking at me like, ah. I'm like, well, I didn't hit a deer. I guess Jordan hit a deer. Everybody else thinks he just wrecked the car. And I think you still wrecked the car.
I didn't. There wasn't anything that bad with the car. It was a small indent. That was it.
You're a great liar.
I am. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But I hit a fucking deer.
Your story is inconsistent through the years.
No, it's not. That has been the same story I've told since day one because it's not a fucking story. Because it's the truth.
Haley's going to see this. Don might see it. Dwayne might see it. And we'll figure this. We're going to get to the bottom of this.
It's exactly the same.
You've brought this back up.
So? I have nothing to hide.
All right.
I have nothing to
New topic.
hide, so.
New topic. Fuck the deer. Free the deer. Shout out Lil B.
I don't get that, but okay.
You won't. She will. So I'm gonna tell you the story actually. So we're at St. Paul, right?
Yeah.
You know, like there's the other side where it's like more family
They're like
friendly.
Hidden Paradise or whatever
Yeah.
side of it.
So Cody Warner, it's like his like 23rd birthday or something, and we all go down there. He's like a Gemini or something, so he's got a summer, whatever. So him and Lil B are together, whatever, and like they do this birthday party in like this parking lot down there. So we're down there clowning. It's like me, Michael Conte, Chris Conte, Bruce, him, like the, you know, whatever.
Usual suspect.
The usual. Oh, sorry. Twisted tea. Usual suspects. We need sponsors, Twisted Tea, by the way. So, like, as soon as we get there, Meech is there, and James is there, too. As soon as we get there, Meech is like, or Cody or somebody's like, let's race, because this is big open field where you can park at. It's kind of like Indy 500, where it's a huge field, hella people can park, and you set up your camp.
Okay.
And Meech is like, I'll race you, Cody. Like, it's his birthday. I'm talking about as soon as we fucking park. They're like, let's race. Let's do something. We got to do something. The race, like a 40-yard sprint. Cody goes down 30 yards down the way and dislocates his shoulder on his birthday. So, like, it was just I felt bad for Cody. But Cody thugged it out.
Yeah.
You know, if you know Cody Warner, he's just like, ain't nothing wrong. But he's obviously in pain this whole time because it's his birthday. Yeah. He doesn't want anybody to leave. But we're all hammered, like, more than usual. Like, because we're camping. We're, like, hammered. It's
right.
Hidden paradise. You know, we're hammered.
Yeah, it's the vibe.
Yeah. But anyway, so back to the deer. So Cody's like hurt. He's just sitting by the fire. And like Lil B and her cousin Sam was there. They're like, let's go for a walk. I'm like, all right, I need to do something because I'm not just going to sit here by this fire.
Right.
So we go on this walk. And then like at the entrance of this place, like the size of this room, there's a cage, right? And there's like 3 deer in it. Grown-ass deer. Yeah. Okay. So like we're walking up on it, we're like, "What is this? It's like a zoo, or like what is the like?" I know now why.
Yeah.
They were protecting them because she was pregnant.
Okay.
But whatever. Still, to this day, I don't agree with that. They'll be fine in the wild. They have for thousands of years. But anyways.
Yeah.
So we walk up on it, and I'm like hammered. I'm like, these deer don't need to be in here. Free the deer. And I go up to the cage, thinking like. I don't know, like, I'm just, like, trying to act like a tough guy. Open the fence, but I do it. I open the fence, and the deer jet out. And they're like, oh, my God, you just freed the deer, free the deer. Like, we're drunk, like, free the deer. We're walking. Next thing you know, we see, like, 2, like, I don't know. What are those DNR officers, that what they're called?
Department of Natural Resources.
Fly passes on golf carts. And you can hear them on the radio, like, blah, 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 someone open the deer, let the deer. And we're just like, oh, shit, free the deer.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Well, you if this doesn't work out, you might have a career with PETA. So
yeah. I'm like incriminating myself right now.
Yeah, but I don't think you have anything to worry about.
No, I'm all right.
I still don't understand why they would have caged deer.
Till this day, I would have freed it. Like, why? How did you catch a deer?
Yeah, that's a
without
good
killing it. You entice it, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, you definitely tranquilize it, just like they do any other.
A pregnant deer that can't be healthy.
Well, I don't know what the fuck they were protecting it from.
I guess I could put like deer food in the cage and hope it comes in it, and then lock it.
Yeah, and you catch 3 of them.
That's probably how I would do it, humanely.
But still, I don't imagine there are that many natural
Why did that
predators
protect it
in Indiana for deer?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was hunting season.
Okay. Well, summer, no.
That has to be the only reason.
In summer, it wouldn't have been.
Exactly.
If it's warm enough to swim.
Well, maybe it was fall.
I guess it could be.
Early fall in Indiana is hot as fuck.
I guess it could have been.
Well, what's Gemini?
It could have
August?
been. It could have been bow season, which is late. I think at the end of August.
July, yeah, the end of August.
I don't know what the fuck Gemini is. I'm not a witch.
I don't know. Maybe they found out this deer was just pregnant. It doesn't make any sense to me. Free the deer.
Fuck.
No deer needs to be in captivity.
Yeah,
None. None.
Yeah, there's a reason they're not in zoos.
Maybe she was injured and pregnant.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes any logical sense. Like, this deer is laying on its back. Let me walk up to it. It's pregnant. Like, okay, we need to heal it. That's the only thing that would make any logical sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still, I would leave it alone. It's nature.
Yeah, that doesn't.
It's nature.
That doesn't
bro.
check out. Doesn't check out.
None of it checks out. That's why I freed that motherfucker. And I bet that baby deer loves me.
I'm sure. Tell stories of the great Jay Haney.
Don't do that.
What?
The great Jay Gatsby.
Yeah.
God.
They used to call me Gatsby.
This podcast is fucking horrible.
Is it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Fuck you.
We're still going to air it.
Fuck you.
Not
So,
because of you.
How much have you put into this?
I'm glad you
Ballpark.
asked that question because I was hoping somebody would ask me.
I want to know. I'm
Surprisingly more money than it looks like.
Well, I understand how much building materials cost, so it may not surprise me.
I'm not even counting that. I'm just talking about gear.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Like, not even the
any of this.
table, not the TV, none of the extras. I'm talking about the gear that you're hearing and the cameras that you're seeing. So pod mics are 100 a piece. That's 400.
Okay.
Plus these things are like 40 a piece. So that's 120 plus 4. That's 520 right there. And then like I have an 18i20 interface, which is 18 in. You can have 18 mics in.
Okay.
And then 20 out, which means you can set up to 20 speakers, left or right, whatever, or headphones. And that thing cost me like $500. So that's a rack right there. And then, the headphones alone, I got them on sale for $60 a piece. We'll call them 50. So that's $200 with headphones. Just to make a long story short, with the headphone amp, the TV, the computer, the software, and let's add in the room materials, you're looking at like 5 racks. And it doesn't seem like it.
I mean,
it adds up quick.
Oh, I bet.
4 to 5.
So then how much do the studios cost? The
cameras too. So the cameras are $1,000 cameras. That's $2,000 right there alone.
Just in cameras.
Then I have like $3,000 in audio. And actually, so it's $5,500, 6 racks.
Yeah.
I mean, it just keeps adding up the more you fucking point at something. It's a bottle of Crown. No, it's Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
it's
that
ukulele.
fucking energy, the fuel that runs podcasts, apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, it's investments. I'll see that back quick.
Right.
So it's no thing. So it's free, really.
Now, do you have people wanting to do podcasts yet?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you? I mean, they're to pay you to do it, not just
so
be on yours.
my dad asked me this question. He said, "How many other podcast places are like this? I can just go rent out." And shout out to Page God, because I asked him that question because he was like, "Can I use your podcast room?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, no offense, it's not ready. Is there anywhere else to rent out? And I'll support you and I'll show up." He's like, "There's only one other place, like on Google,
yeah,
that you can just search a podcast room. I need to rent it, and it's $100 an hour. And they don't edit it. They don't. You just get to use the room, and they're strict about the hours. There's like extra fees. Yeah, so I'm half their price.
Right.
Like, as far as competition goes, I don't have any.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super nice.
I mean, you would think at this point there would be more of these places or more
after
locations.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to blow up. And I see it happening as competing studios will do it because they already have the equipment. So, like, for instance, like my interface, about $500, like I just had one on hand. So a lot of these problems of the podcast, it's more audio than it is video.
You're saying
money-wise,
that it makes it
sound good.
Right.
To be professional, like I can go with like my iPhone, and I could do the same thing with 2 iPhones, but there's a difference in quality. Right. Is it $6,000 quality or is it 2 iPhones quality?
Right. So I mean, this is like a plug for your own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you asked me that question.
Yeah.
And then, like, another thing is, like, I tell people all the time, like, if you want to use the podcast room, I suggest using a different background. All right? Say if you had Jordan's World.
Right.
You wouldn't want the same background because people are like, oh, he's just using Kane's World.
Right.
Like, you can use this is a push, but I can put a piece of wood here, and you can push a whole curtain right here, and you can have red backdrop.
I see what you're saying.
And you can have your logo here.
Right.
And this is new. Really, this was over there. It's just my editing TV, but I think I want to mount this to the wall and make it cooler looking.
Yeah.
I think it's good. We can fact check.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to like.
Let's fact check something. Ask me a question.
All right. How many podcasts are out are there?
What in the world?
Yep. I'm going to say 3.5 million.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
audio or video and audio. That's so one thing I noticed since I started this is so like there's websites that upload. There's something called distribution chains, right? So in music you deal with this a lot because nowadays in the new world you sign yourself, and you want to be independent. So there's these websites you can go to and you can sign yourself to a distribution deal. So I can upload my music with a still cover, not a music video, a still cover, and they'll put it on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, blah, 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 for you.
Okay.
In just one upload.
Okay.
So there's podcasts for that now, too. There's podcast distribution, and you get royalties from it. You get enough views. But the thing is there's only one place that does video and audio for podcasts and music, and that's YouTube. So that's why Joe Rogan had a big problem with going to Spotify. Now, if you go to Spotify and you look up Joe Rogan podcast, there's only one place. There's only one person who gets video on Spotify.
I'm aware of that because I listen to other
Joe
podcasts
fucking
on Spotify.
Rogan. He's the only person who has video and audio on Spotify.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have been able to transfer because he gets too much money from the video from YouTube. But that being said, that's why the question matters. So how many podcasts in the world are there? Are you talking just audio or video and audio? Because there's two types. A lot of podcasts don't have video.
I would say just audio.
Okay.
Because I know what you're saying, because there are a few that I listen to on Spotify that I'll want to look up on
What's the original
YouTube.
question? How many podcasts are there? Look, right there. Platforms. I don't know. How many podcasts are there? I don't even know if I spelled that right. There's over 2 million.
2 million, okay. So I was a little off.
So, but then I want to add how many podcasts are there with video? Let's see here. Let's see if my advanced. It's sending me to another website. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Podcast stats.
I mean, the thing is they.
Oh, look, same answer though. This is consistent. How many podcasts are there? 2 million.
Okay.
And then nearly 6 in 10 people listen to podcasts. That's good numbers. It's a useless stat. 32% of Americans listen to podcasts on a monthly basis. That's surprisingly high.
Yeah.
I feel like they fudged that. 90% of podcast listeners listen to podcasts from the comfort of their own home. That's obvious.
Well, I don't know. I don't listen to podcasts at home really anymore.
More than half of the listeners are at least somewhat likely to consider buying from a brand they're hearing advertising on a podcast. Twisted Tea. More than half of listeners are at least somewhat more likely to consider buying from a brand after hearing its advertisement on a podcast.
Or fucking, not just Twisted Tea. Anybody
Carhartt, Twisted Tea.
Anybody
I'm just going to name the things I like.
Yeah.
Crown Apple. How cool is it Crown fucking sponsor me? I'll put your logo right here. And then when the screensaver comes up, Crown and Twisted Tea and Carhartt, we can just put it right here nicely. Yeah. These are things I like, Yeah. Neumann microphones. If you could do if you want to do a podcast version of a microphone, because you don't have one, I will debut that and be more than happy to do that. So our question is not getting answered here.
2 billion.
Time spent of podcast listeners spend more than 7 hours a week listening to podcasts. I spend more than 7.
So do I.
I go to
for sure.
I've asked people this question is like, when do you listen to podcasts, or do you?
I do at work.
So everybody's answer is different, and that's the first time I've heard that one.
On my way to work, I just put my headphones in, and I'll put on Rogan usually. 2 Bears, 1 Cave. I actually like Breaking Points. It's a news.
Have you heard of
podcast.
Lex Friedman?
Yeah.
I like him. He's super nerdy.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
like Lex.
Because he's legit. He's MIT.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
He's into what he's into.
He's not like
he's
me.
An interesting person.
I might say something off the wall that's not true. Feel like it's true and ride with it. But he'll be like, wait, no. He'll look into it. Like, wait, that's off by 2%. Me, I'm just reading some rant. We don't even know this website's.
No, this could all be bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. He would never do that. But yeah. So what I was saying was I do it when I go to bed. That's when I listen to
Yeah.
podcasts. I go to sleep to podcasts. But I've heard every time I ask somebody that, it's a different answer. So you say at work. Another guy told me the other day when he's driving. Like,
Yeah.
I've never listened to podcasts on Joe.
I do.
And another
I
guy
do
was
all the
like,
time.
oh, when I'm shitting. Another guy might be like, oh, you know, during my son's nap time. Or yeah. So everybody gives me a different answer, which is good, which means it's very dynamic.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I think that's part of why Joe Rogan's gotten in trouble lately, and just in general, because he has more listeners daily than most major news outlets. Actually, probably all news outlets. They don't like that. Like, they don't like new media.
They keep bringing your answer to your question up. 2 million active podcasts.
And yours isn't even counted in that, I'm sure. So
I bet that doubles in a year. Just
yeah,
because
I wonder what the
just because there's more
the
information
graph
on
would
how
look
to
like.
do it out there now.
Yeah.
Like when it first started, it was like the wild, wild west. People didn't know how to hook up the audio to match the video and
Right.
shit. I didn't know how to 2 months ago, and I do audio for a living. It's not as like once you do it, you're like, oh, this is how you do it. But just getting started out, bro, it's like a wormhole of like information. And there's a million ways to skin a cat too.
Right.
A million ways to do
Right.
this. I just found out the way that I do it is the easiest for me, and the software that I use is the easiest for me. And I'm like, for instance, I'm probably like the exact equipment that I have. I bet is I'm the only one doing this exact equipment and software. That's why I mean
That's
there's a
weird.
million. Yeah, but there's a million ways. I'm talking about from the mic to the interface, to the software for audio, to the software for video, to the cameras being used. This the variables of how many
you
different
can
ways
do
you
it.
can do a podcast.
Yeah. So I know
I like this
you
website.
posted on Facebook, or you posted on Facebook.
This website is
Oh,
you pronounce
is
that Obero?
Oberlo?
OBERIO.com. Obero.com.
Huh.
They got a whole bunch of nice stats on here.
Now I know you posted on Facebook about having trouble booking people.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is getting grown men and women on the same schedule
Okay.
that match in interest.
Right. Right.
So once you put those two together, it like doubles the difficulty.
But I mean, if you have interesting people, I think you could mix people. But
Yeah, like I could put my dad on, Jace on, and Tragic, and me. But would it make
right.
good conversation? Probably not.
I mean, maybe.
It probably
Maybe.
could.
I
Don't
mean,
get me
it
wrong. I'm
depends.
gonna have my episodes that don't make any fucking sense, and they might be the best episodes.
Right.
But the problem isn't me; it's them. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know this guy or this guy. Like, people want to be on with people that they're familiar with.
Yeah. And I know you said that the second half of your podcast so far have been better for that reason. People are uncomfortable at the beginning and don't really know what to talk about, or
You'll notice this from this podcast. The second half of this podcast will be better than the first half.
well, I don't think the first half was terrible, except I got called a liar 10 fucking times.
Well, your deer story lasted 20 minutes for no reason.
Fuck you.
But you'll see the second half of it. And I don't know why yet. Maybe there's no method to the madness. I don't know the answer to that. But the second half of podcasts are usually more interesting.
I mean, I could kind of see that from the podcast I've listened to.
Like in 2023,
Yeah.
U.S. podcast advertising revenues are expected to surpass $2 billion. See, if this was a pie, I'm trying to get some of that pie.
So how many podcasts do you listen to?
Okay, so my favorite of all time, it's really not even a podcast. It's more of just like an audio history show.
Okay.
It's called Fall of Civilizations, and it's like underground as hell. But they have a ton of subscribers. They never release content. It's like they release an episode.
Yeah.
It's because this guy does so much research, and like you just get entrained. It's like reading. It's like listening to an audiobook, but it's really in essence a podcast because you're just listening, and this guy is just speaking facts about an era, like he does like the Han Dynasty.
Yeah.
Which is the 10th dynasty of China. But he'll go through like details, and it's like a 4-hour podcast. Yeah, I don't know
I
how.
might
He,
have to
I don't.
check
I don't
into
know.
that.
I don't know if
I
he's,
fucking
this dude
love
has
history.
This dude must have a time machine because he gets like real in depth with like crazy shit. Or he'll do like a 4-chapter series on the fall of Rome, but it's always the fall of civilization is what it's called. That's my favorite. So that one, Rogan obviously,
Yeah.
kind of inspired me to even do this.
Right.
Like,
I'd imagine he inspired a lot of people.
I mean, if I got paid $1 for every time his name got brought up
Yeah.
in this podcast alone. So Rogan, Fall of Civilizations, Lex Friedman. And to be honest, podcast wise, and that's kind of it. I really, when I go on YouTube, I'm looking up like ancient history or top 10 recent discoveries in archaeology. I don't,
Yeah,
or space stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to podcasts, to be honest. Except when I go to bed, I'll listen to Rogan, Fall of Civilizations, or Lex Friedman.
Like, when all I listened to or watched was YouTube, Rogan's podcast. That was all I watched for the most part. But when he came over to Spotify, I got Spotify, and I just started finding
other shit.
other podcasts.
Yeah, I feel like that happened to him.
Yeah, because he didn't have an episode for a couple of days. It's like, well, I want to listen to a fucking podcast, so let me.
For
find
me,
something.
is I wanted to watch it because when he first moved over, he didn't have video.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He would only put like parts of it on YouTube.
No, the video on Spotify. He had a video on
Out
Spotify
the gate.
beginning.
It came with video.
Yeah,
Oh, well, maybe I was just lazy and didn't download Spotify.
probably.
Yeah,
Because it's not the full episode.
Oh, I remember what it
on YouTube
was.
anymore.
It was his red ass fucking
the spaceship looking fucking room.
Bro, I hated it. I couldn't watch it.
I didn't like it either.
I watched a video actually on this.
I don't think anybody liked it.
Well, when I got my cameras, down the rabbit hole, there was this video called "Why Was Rogan's Podcast at the Red Spaceship Room So Eerie to Watch?" And I was like, "Oh, that was me." So I clicked it, and it gave me all these facts about like foreground to face, the color red.
Yeah.
It gave all these reasons of like why they fucked that up. And like even Rogan and Jamie were like, "We got to get rid of this. It's horrible looking."
No, they talked about it numerous times.
It's intense to look at, and it's like you're they were too close or something. I don't know, but it made sense. And I was like, "Damn, they're right."
Yeah, because I mean, I guess at that point though, I didn't really watch it because of when I listened.
Well, I remember you growing up. You would like used to get on my nerves because we'd like put on TV and you would like not even be watching. I'm like, "Jordan, you see that?" And you're just like, "Yeah, I'm just listening to the movie." I'm like, "What do you mean you're listening to the movie? You didn't see it." But now I get it. Now because I'm the same way. Now I can just put on my fucking Bluetooth headphones, walk in another room, and like just finish a movie. And Kelsey's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm listening to this movie."
Carrie says the same thing,
and she doesn't get it. And she's like, "What do you mean you're listening to the movie?" I'm like, "I'm just listening."
Right. It's like there's some things, you need to see. Obviously, with certain TV shows and movies, but for the most part, I can get just as much satisfaction from listening as I can watching. Like I'll watch movies at work while I'm working, not looking at my fucking phone at all.
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? If you had to bet your bank savings, like a gun to your head, who would you bet?
The Bengals. And that's
really
not because my girlfriend is the biggest Bengals fan. It's because that's what I really believe.
I can't believe this still to this day. I was talking so much shit about, oh boy. I was like, he's the slowest fucking white boy ever. I was like, he's no good. He's good.
Yeah, he's really fucking good. I can't believe he got sacked 9 fucking times against the Titans.
I can because he's fucking slow.
But
Peyton Manning's slow. That doesn't mean anything. You know, Peyton Manning's slow.
Tom
Brady's slow.
Do you know Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning have the same 40 time?
I believe that because
I think that's crazy.
The reason why I believe that is because Peyton Manning's 6'6".
6, yeah.
So he might look slow, but he's striding a lot.
Fucking Clydesdale.
I want to know the Vegas odds.
I think it was 3.5. I think that was the opening odds.
They're giving Bengals?
Yeah.
So if you want to bet on Bengals, that's a good.
Pretty sure that those were the opening odds. I don't know if they still.
I guess it's not that good of.
I don't know what Carrie bet at.
Carrie, for everybody that doesn't know, is Jordan's girlfriend.
That is correct.
She's a Bengals super fan, and on top of that, Joe Burrow super fan. So just like the best of both worlds happened for her. In the beginning of the season happened. We went to El Emporium, and she's like watching the Bengals. Everybody was there for the Colts game.
Yeah,
and she was watching the Bengals game, and I was like, wow, this is rare, a female that is a real fan, and I'm like, I'm actually really happy for her. Like the Bengals are at the Super Bowl.
Like I am. Like I didn't think they were gonna. I
did not expect this at all. I would have bet $1 million against it that they wouldn't.
I would have bet them to beat the Titans, which I did.
Why can I not find the odds?
I can tell you. I'll fucking go to FanDuel real quick.
Just go to FanDuel.
But yeah, she bet $10 in August at the beginning of the season, and if they win, she wins $1,200. So I don't know what those odds are, but they're offering her they're only offering her like $300 to cash out now though, which is
what?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? You might as well just take your risk.
She said she doesn't give a fuck what they offer her. She's not fucking doing it.
Yeah, until halftime comes, they're down 20. And they're still giving her an offer more than what she bet.
Okay, so it went up. They're +4 now.
So, okay, I'm not the best gambler. Yeah. I don't understand. Like, I get that they get 4 points leeway.
Right.
Right. My question is if what's the odds on the winning percentage? Like, if I bet $100 just to make it an easy math.
Yeah.
What do I get back?
That I understand less.
I don't get it.
Like, at all. I don't understand.
And I understand that you get more than 100 if they're not favored.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand when somebody says
like
5 to 1 I think is easy because if you bet $1, you win 5.
I get the ratio shit.
Right.
But it's not the ratio when it comes to the points. Right?
No.
Is it 4 to 1?
No.
No.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
That's just the spread.
We're going to end that there because I have no clue.
Yeah. It's like...
This is why I don't gamble on sporting sites. I don't do it. Like, I have friends that hit. Yeah. Like, Bruce has hit, like, 10 grand, 8 grand, 6 grand. And it's just like, how?
Yeah.
How are you doing this? And he'll tell me how. And he'll be like, here's my picks. And I'll match him, and then I'll lose. It's like, I quit. I don't.
I mean, I bet $5 is what I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I've won before, but the only things I win on are, like, the heads-up games.
See, I just do big parlays.
Yeah, and every time I big parlayed, I always miss by one or two. Bro, always. And that's everybody's story.
I got 13 out of 14 in the NCAA tournament.
I've got like 13 out of 14 before.
Fucking pissed.
Yeah, it's so heartbreaking. It's like you did all this work.
But I mean, I've had some decent wins. I just hit.
What's your biggest win on a parlay? On any gambling, on a site.
On a site,
yeah,
just like 150, 200, I think.
Yeah, see, that's not that impressive.
No,
it's not worth. Have you lost more than you've won gambling?
No.
On sites?
No.
No?
No.
Well, you're a rare specimen, Jordan.
I'm getting close, though. But that's because I hit so much when I first started. The first bet I hit on was the first week I played fantasy.
I don't know why I'm doubting you. It's the same guy that wins every fantasy league.
That's not true. I haven't done good in fantasy.
Well, the last two. But when we first started, you won them all.
Yeah, I won like 5 in a row. But the first bet I won, I did a same game parlay, which means that I picked the spread, money line winner. I'm going to
smoke a cigarette.
And the over.
I own this building. I'm going to smoke one. Kelsey's going to watch. $40. Sorry, babe. I'm going to smoke a cigarette.
Just give her $40.
We're not going to talk about my smoke fee. A lot of listeners that watch us don't even realize that this is a audio studio.
Yeah. It's nice.
I've gotten subscribers from like Alaska and shit. They probably have no clue who the fuck I am, you know? Yeah. This podcast, you know, if I do this for like a year straight, it might go well.
I mean, just
keep subscribing, keep telling people. Come listen to my dumb ass.
Yeah. You never know what somebody might say. I mean, who the fuck knows?
You never know. This fucking episode might not even get aired.
Right.
Who knows? Yeah. I'm quitting.
So what are your rules for smoking in the studio?
You don't.
You don't?
So Chris Conte, one of my other best friends. So Jordan's like my best friend. It's if I get married tomorrow and I have 5 best men, Jordan and then who I'm mentioning is another. They're both best friends. So Chris Conte, like, I'm kind of drunk in the back room. There's like a session going on that I'm not engineering.
Yeah.
I'm just here making money. And I light a cigarette up. He looks at me. He goes, all right. So he lights one up. I'm like, what are you doing? And this is kind of me being like a dick. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, you're smoking. I said, my name's on the wall.
Okay.
My name is on the wall. I can do what I want in here. Why are you smoking in here? And he looked at me like, fuck you. But if you know me and Chris, if you know me and Chris, he would do it to me.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, motherfucker. You can't smoke in here. I can. But really, I shouldn't. But if you don't know, it's fucking February in Indiana, and it's like below 10 degrees right now outside. So I'm doing it.
So what? Does it fuck up the mics and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it's just like, it's really bad for him.
As he blows smoke into the fucking mic.
It's a $100 mic. Hey, by the way, if you're looking to start a podcast, I really suggest these mics. These mics, they're called pod mics from Rode. And if you know anything about audio, Rode is a distinguished company in microphones in general. But so like on Joe Rogan's, we're gonna mention Joe Rogan again. He's probably gonna sue me.
Yeah.
But anyways, on Joe Rogan's podcast, like the typical podcast mic, those are called Shure SMB7s. They cost $350 a pop, and like you can do music with them.
Yeah.
Like they're like world renowned. Like that's the podcast mic. They're called dynamic microphones. I'm gonna game you on something. So a dynamic microphone you have to talk directly into. That's why his microphone's not picking me up. Because if I talk over here,
yeah, because I can't hear shit there really.
You can't hear me. But if I talk right here, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Right. So in a condenser microphone, it's got something called a mushroom shape.
Okay.
It'll pick you up from here to here equally. But that's why these podcast mics are dynamic microphones, so we don't pick each other up. But anyways, long story short, so the Shure SMB7 is like world renowned. They're $350 a pop. Rode came out with these last year, and they're only $100. And if you do I almost want to buy one to do a comparison video. They're the same.
What, just one of the $350 ones?
They're the same.
Yeah.
So like you're getting your bang for your buck with these. If you're looking to start a podcast, get the pod mic.
Well, I mean, the thing, like, he was doing shit with the audio earlier, settings and shit. I mean, you still have to know how to do all that shit to make it
well, that's the beautiful,
sound better, right?
That's the beautiful thing about it, is if you know that, even better. You know, you can make this thing sound better than a Shure. Because, like, perfect instance, like, I went to Guitar Center, and there was a guy in front of me. Like, podcasts are blowing up. Mm-hmm. And he was asking the guy, he didn't know nothing about audio. He was like, I'm looking to start a podcast. It just happened to be when I was going to buy these.
Yeah.
He was like, what do you suggest? And even the guy at Guitar Center, he was like, well, the SMB7, you know, my dick's hard.
Right.
That's what Joe Rogan uses. That's what you should use. But it's just like, that's because people don't know what they're doing. So they're just like, yeah, use this because that's what they use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then the scary part is these people that don't do audio for a living, which really kind of made me mad when the guy at Guitar Center, which obviously no one can find jobs, or not even that, these companies can't find workers.
Yeah.
So those guys probably don't have an audio background. He's probably got a sales background. Was like, yeah, get this cloud lifter and it'll make it sound like music. You know, it'll make it sound heavenly. Well, what a cloud lifter is a cheap version of a preamp. So this $500 unit I have under here.
Yeah.
It's basically you hook this mic cable up through a tube, right?
Okay.
And it looks like a light bulb. What happens is your vocals physically pass through it.
Okay.
And it warms your vocals up. It warms the signal.
So it's like auto-tune in a way?
No. It warms the signal up as in like, so sound is on a wave, right? Like waveform, right?
Yeah.
Think of it like a photon,
Right?
right? So when your voice goes through this, it hits a preamp in my situation. It brightens it. It warms it up and then sends it to the computer, right?
Okay.
So because if I didn't have the preamp, it would sound really dead. So, but the problem is get the SMB7, and every YouTube video on YouTube about podcasts tells you get these cloud lifters, and it's not true. Those cloud lifters are fucking shitball. The only thing that's saving the cloud lifter is that they're telling it to match it with the SMB7, which is a good mic. So if you had this mic with a cloud lifter, it'd be a horrible setup. And that's my point, is yes, these mics are great.
Right.
But don't get the cloud lifter with it. You have to have an interface with it. So what I'm preaching is, if you want to do a podcast, get a real interface with any mic, and you'll sound great.
Okay.
And that goes back to your settings. Like, we can fuck with the settings right now.
Right.
Let's do that, actually. Let's do this.
I mean,
So I use Pro Tools as my software. You don't have to. I do this for a living. So Pro Tools is actually not user friendly. If you want to start a podcast, I suggest Logic or even GarageBand. But this is like a more advanced version of that. So like all I have on our voice is an EQ. Well, this is a channel strip. It's EQ and a compressor. But yeah, I have an EQ, and then I have a compressor, and then I have another EQ that takes out some of your mid-range, because these mics, you have to take this out. So if I, for instance, take this here, you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds different.
So these mics stock sound like this, but I just take this out a little bit, and it sounds better. So the perfect example, if you know what you're doing with audio, you can make these $100 mics sound like $350 mics.
Right.
And that's the problem I had at Guitar Center, is the guy was like, you have to buy the $350 mic or it's going to suck. And you have to get the cloud lifter. So that's like, wrong. Like, you're just not, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You can buy the cheap mic, get a good preamp, and just halfway know what you're doing on this, and you can save a fucking shit ton of money. Like, we went around the cost of everything. We said 100, that's 400 for mics. Imagine if I did 350,
Right.
then everything else.
Right.
Like, that's $1,300, $1,400 mics.
Yeah. Yeah, when you
Or 400.
bought 4 for almost the price of 1.
1,400 or 400.
Now, the mics that you have in the studios, those are
$1,500, $2,000 mics.
Now, do you have to fuck with the settings on those?
Well, yeah, you do that on purpose.
Right.
'Cause you're making music. Depends on the song.
True.
Depends on the artist. Do they have a lot of bass in their voice? Do they have a lot of treble in their voice? Does the beat have too much bass in it? Like, there's a million factors that go into music. And it's song per song.
So what? You've been doing this since 2013?
I don't know. When did we live in Elmtree? That's when I consider the
2013.
start. So it ain't even been 10 years. People like 3 years ago asked me, how long you been doing this? I'll tell them a decade. Well, to be honest, when I turned 23, my dad told me, he was like, this is your last birthday gift. I'm going to buy you. You're a grown man.
Yeah.
What do you want? And I was
What'd
like,
you get?
Pro Tools.
Okay.
Yeah, the software, because I knew I wanted to do music, and I knew it wasn't a superstar. Like, that's a big thing, I feel like, for a lot of people, is just coming to the realization you're not the star. But I knew that. Like, I
Right.
didn't see myself on stage
You're the man
being a
behind the
sex
curtain.
symbol.
Right.
I just was realistic with myself. Like, that's not me. But I knew I didn't want to work in a 9 to 5.
Right. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Very, very vividly.
If you could just spitball an answer to me, how many jobs do you think I've had?
30, 40, at least.
I would say it's on the 35-ish side.
I remember you got fired as a lifeguard because you fell asleep.
Bro, they picked on me, to be fair.
I'm sure they did.
They had this test where they would throw a dummy doll out.
Yeah.
And if you didn't see it, you got fired.
Yeah.
Like, there was a couple dudes there that didn't like me because their girlfriend liked me. So they would fucking do and they were my bosses. And they'd throw this dummy doll out all the time, just on me. Nobody else. But I would always get it.
Yeah.
And one day they caught me. I was hungover. It was sitting there for like 30 minutes. They're like, it's dead. I was like, well, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Then I started bumping Lil Wayne on the way home, like summer 07. Didn't care at all about this $10 an hour job. I remember, you know what song I listened to on the way home when they fired me?
What?
Just lighting up my life. La, 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 la. Lil Wayne. Loved it. Do you know what song I'm talking about?
I'm not sure now.
Let's play it.
Is that allowed?
Whatever. Sue me, Lil Wayne.
Copyright. He might not even own the copyright to it, to be honest.
Nah, that was definitely.
If it's a mixtape.
Yeah, it was a mixtape. It wasn't his beat either. You know, there was a lot of his songs I didn't realize were other people's songs.
Yeah.
Like No Other
Yeah.
is a Jay-Z song.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the whole Jay-Z Lil Wayne debate, because I'll bring that song up. Like, because nobody.
That's one of my
I
favorite
didn't
Lil Wayne
know,
songs.
so that's how I know y'all don't fucking know.
I knew that.
No, you didn't.
Bullshit. Maybe not when I first heard Dedication 2. I didn't know that. But yes, I knew that.
I don't even know the song's called La La La.
That's what 95% of his fucking mixtape songs are.
This song.
Like, I know this song.
Oh, I like
but
how
don't-
it comes through this.
Huh.
I don't think.
It looks like we figured something new out.
Yeah, so Pro Tools isn't picking the audio up
Of
what's about to play.
what's playing.
Yeah. I'll have to just add it in. But where did it. Really? Really? This podcast sucks.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't even on Carter 3.
No.
He thought it was
That's
going to
because
be.
the Carter 3 got leaked.
Yeah.
And he had to change all the fucking songs.
Why?
I don't fucking know. Like, I'm Me, Gossip. Those are two of my favorite Wayne songs. And
Yeah, it was
he
like a
released
Carter
them
3
for-
leak, and he was
Yeah.
like, oh, they leaked it. They ruined it. I got to redo
Yeah.
everything.
The Carter 3 is still a great fucking album.
Yeah, I mean, the greatest 2 albums of all time. Well, great. I have to put top 3. This is just my opinion. In no particular order, but like Eminem's 3rd album, Carter 3.
Yeah.
Which I still think Carter 2 is better.
So do I.
But Carter 3 is just like, it's more cinematic. It's more of album feel than Carter 2 to me. But so Carter 3, Eminem's 3rd album, Eminem Show, and Kanye's 1st album.
College Dropout. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree with that list. But the thing with the Carter versus the Carter 2, the songs that I like on the Carter 2, I think are better than the best songs on the Carter 3. But as a whole, the Carter 3 is better.
Carter
than
3 felt
Carter
like an
2.
album. The Carter 2 felt like
Yeah.
half mixtape, half album.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. I wish Pro Tools picked this. I bet there's a setting I can do to do that.
Probably.
And that's what I'm saying about Pro Tools being more sophisticated. There's definitely a setting I could do that. In like Logic and GarageBand, there's not.
What did you guys have at Elm Tree? Which Elm Tree is where we we lived
Good question.
in 2013, about the time that he started.
I wish I had a picture of that studio, and I used to. I used to
you?
have like this video of Bruce and Chris rapping in there,
Yeah.
and then like Bruce deleted it because obviously he didn't want that image of like we're using shit equipment.
Yeah.
But now we're older. Like he even says, like, oh, I wish we had that footage. We don't have it anymore. But anyways, we had this boiler room. Me and Jordan used to live in this this apartment. Like the heating came. It was like hotel heating,
Yeah.
and it was like $700 a month. And we were like 20 years old and couldn't
Yeah.
even scrape up $100. I think my dad paid the rent one month. I think your
No,
parents did
I had a
one.
fucking job the whole time.
I did too.
10 different jobs, yeah.
Domino's, Gold's Gym.
You sold furniture at one
Sold
point.
furniture. I mean, yeah. We didn't even live there a whole year, and I had 4 jobs.
Yeah.
Going back to I've had 35 jobs in my life. It's probably close to 50, really. Now that I put that into perspective, I had a lot of jobs, bro.
Yeah.
Jobs.
You did.
I have this problem with having a boss. I had no
Yeah.
choice but to have my own business.
I mean, I think a lot of people feel that way.
It's just the universe's path for me. Like,
Yeah.
you're not meant to work for somebody.
Right.
So if it's either work for somebody or be homeless or have your own business. So I was like, I'm not going to be homeless.
Right, right.
So I had no choice. I had to put my all into the studio.
So I guess, you seem quite successful at the moment. I would say most people would agree. When do you think it it started to feel that way when you went from a
Like
fucking...
last week. Still not yet.
But when you got the studio, I mean...
It's, somebody posted the other day. They said, and I really felt it. Oh, it was Brandon Howard. This is the second time I've shouted out Brandon Howard on this. He was my wrestling partner at Warren. But anyways, he owns a CBD business. He was like the first one in Indiana.
Okay.
Like he had to fight legislators and governors. But anyways, he posted something the other day and he said, shout out to all the entrepreneurs that doesn't want to have a social media. But you have to because you have a business.
Yeah.
And I feel that in a lot of ways. Like a lot of people look at me on Facebook, even like some close friends, like, why do you post so much? It's like, bro, I don't really want to. You might think that I want to, but 90% of my posts are business related.
It's fucking advertisement.
Yeah, you
Like,
have to market.
You have to advertise.
In today's world, you have to be on the internet or you're not.
It's like self-promotion.
You're not in business.
You have to promote yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's cringy sometimes, and I think a lot of people
Bro, I
tell
cringe
you
to
that.
my own posts.
Right. But
And it's
that's
not like,
okay.
and it's not like one of those one posts where like 10 years ago. No, I cringed to my posts yesterday.
Right.
Hey, open session 7 to midnight. Like, oh God, I seem thirsty.
Right.
But people respond and they buy the saw. It's like, all right, I have to do this. Like almost, I would say 90% of the time I post those,
You book them.
they get booked. So it's almost like if I don't post, I don't make money.
Right. You're missing out on money if
I'm
you
like
don't
a
do it.
slave to social media.
Well, it's like Bert Kreischer, the comedian. I mean,
Yeah.
he is constantly...
Anti-social media.
No, he's constantly on social media saying,
yeah.
I'm here,
Is it the
I'm
Two
here,
Bears
I'm here.
guy?
Yeah. The machine.
Yeah. Me and that guy have a lot in common, I feel like.
Actually, I was going to ask you, how many years did you spend in college?
6, maybe 7.
6 whole years? It was a long time.
Yeah, whole years. I never went a half year. I did go a half year once, actually, at Ivy Tech.
What about Indiana
They
Tech?
still send me fucking invoices for money. You know what's crazy, though? They have a lawsuit going against them.
Who Ivy Tech does?
Yeah.
Or-
So this specific Ivy Tech I went to, they opened up a South Side location randomly, and I lived at my grandma's.
Yeah.
It was a random time in my life, and I was like, all right, I need to go back to college. I'm in college. I need to do something. Let me go take these loans out at 19 years old. But anyways, I went, and then I had, and this is the best grades I ever had, because I was like, I have to do this. I had like straight A's, and then they shut the college down halfway, and they're like, okay, you have to go to the north side now for classes.
That's bullshit.
And I was like, what do you mean? I signed up for this one, took the loan out for this one. They're like, well, we're shutting down. You have to go to the north side or you fail. So I couldn't because I was driving my mom's car. Remember that one car?
Yeah.
It was like waterlogged weirdly. You could feel that it was heavy.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know if I ever drove it, but your mom had some shitty cars.
Shitty car. And like, I was like, I can't go. And I have straight A's right now. And it's only halfway through the year. It's like, so I couldn't do it.
And
And then they kept sending me bills. And I was just like, I'm not paying this.
Fuck you, yeah.
And then like all of a sudden, I guess there was a whole bunch of people that went, thank God, that sued them.
Yeah.
But I didn't get in on the class act. I probably could have made money.
Yeah.
But then they wiped it.
And that
They
was
finally wiped it, and they were like, nope. But that's just like a scam. Bro, college is such a scam.
Yeah, I mean, they'll fucking give you a loan for $80,000.
I'm sure in the 70s and 80s, I'm sure in the 70s and 80s, or even like the 1910s to the 70s and 80s, college meant something.
Well,
It was really prestigious,
Yeah.
Like, I have a degree in physics. Like, damn.
Well, it's like
You know more than I fucking do.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's just adult daycare.
It's a piece of paper.
It's adult daycare. Literally.
Like my so I'm a plumber. I don't know who all knows that, who all's going to listen to this, but I'm in school. I've been doing it for like 6 years. She got out of school earlier. But my first year teacher, she owns her own business with her husband. And, she straight told us the day we walked in there. I went to college for a degree that I'm never going to fucking use.
Yeah, I don't use mine.
You know what I mean? Like, she paid, whatever, $60,000, $70,000. She still owes student loan debts.
Yeah, I owe like 70 grand. Thank God that I got baseball scholarships, because if I didn't, I'd own like 300.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's paying student loans. So, and the fucked up thing about student loans is you take out a loan for $80,000 for 4 years of school or whatever. You pay off $80,000
That's on the cheap side.
and you still owe
That's on the cheap side.
$110,000.
No, it's the interest that gets you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you pay off that $80,000 and you're still in the hole.
I forget who said this
for
but
$110,000.
I forget who said
Something
this.
like that.
Somebody said this, and it's some celebrity. They're like, the world's fucked up when they'll give you a fucking $100 loan on a college thing, but they won't give you $100,000 loan on a car.
Oh,
I mean, on a home.
Yeah.
When you're 18,
or to start a fucking business.
no, think about this. When you're 18, they won't give you a house loan for $100,000, but they'll give you a college loan.
Yeah.
The society's fucked up. It's not right.
Yeah.
So I was on the way to work with some guy. I was like cutting grass, and he was like in the college. He's super alt right, like as alt as it gets. Trump hat.
Yeah.
Chewing tobacco. Racist. The stereotypical alt right guy, and he was just like, he obviously never went to college, and he's older. He has no clue about how college students get sucked into that because he's older.
Yeah.
Because they weren't pushing college
It wasn't
kids
the same
in the
thing.
70s or 80s. But he was just like, we're on the way to cut this grass, and he just had to bring it up because they were listening to like Rush Limbaugh or something.
Yeah.
He was like, if you don't want to pay your student loans back, you should never went. And I was just like, I had to chime in. I was like, look, bro, like it was either that or the military for us. But I get it was the same thing for you. But like when we went to school, it was like even our parents got suckered into this belief like you have to go to college to be successful. Like it was a weird American thing. It was just a psychology thing. Like you have to go to college if you want to make it in life. And
right. I agree.
Like you were like
my parents weren't necessarily like that, but
that's why good grades were pushed. But then all of a sudden, colleges started taking you. You could flunk out of high school and college would take you. So like your parents are like, oh, you need to go then. You got lucky. You got lucky that they'll accept you.
Right.
So you're like, yeah. So you sign up for the worst interest loan. You're 18 years old. You know nothing about interest. You know nothing about loans.
Yeah.
And you sign up for this $100,000 deal. What?
Yeah.
That's craziness.
I agree.
But then these older people that didn't go to college, so they're on their high horse. They're like, you need to pay that back. It's like, are you making money? Why do you care if this trillionaire gets paid back?
Right.
I don't get it. And they defend these trillionaires like you need to pay that trillionaire back, or you're a horrible person. It's like, look, if none of us pay him back, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You gonna come lock us up? Cause guess what? Everybody in my generation, 07 to 2000, we ain't paying it back. We're not. We don't answer those phone calls, Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
We don't.
I wouldn't either.
Anybody my age, I went to college. We don't answer your calls. Come get us.
Right. What are you gonna do?
Come get this money. It's a bubble waiting to be bursted. You scammed us.
Yeah.
So eat your shit. Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Have you seen the graph? And it's been on Facebook multiple times, but the price of tuition in the 70s compared to today, and then how many hours you would have to work at
to even pay it back type shit.
A minimum wage job. So it was like 15 hours in 1970.
Well,
you could work a minimum wage job 15 hours.
The market moves so fast nowadays that you can't even do that math.
No, now you'd have to work a full-time job.
What's the inflation at now compared to 2 years ago to compared to 4? Like you can't even do the math. So like when they were giving those loans, it's not fair because they were making predictions on the current market. In 2004, I mean, I graduated 2007. What was the market at then compared to now?
Yeah.
So those interest rates aren't
the same.
Correct at all. It's not fair. And here's my thing. A lot of people are like, well, you signed up for it. You knew what you're getting. No, I didn't. I was 18.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, work at Ford or go to college. I'm going to go to college. Sorry. On a baseball scholarship. On a baseball scholarship. So I'm only paying 20% of this loan. And it's still too much.
Right.
God forbid if it was some just smart kid just wanting to go for law. Fuck. Or and that's another topic. There's literally only two things my kid will go to college for. And that's law or being a doctor.
Medicine.
That's the only degrees that pan out that you can pay your shit back with.
Yeah.
There's so many bullshit degrees that should be illegal. Like you can't. Why should it? Like for instance, like a degree to be a teacher. Like this kid is going to be a teacher. He even tells you before he starts college, I want to be a teacher. I want to be an English teacher. you should not be able to give him a loan that can't be paid back. That should be illegal. That should be illegal.
Yeah. No, I agree.
We're talking about the teachers of America can't pay their loans back.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any legal sense.
It's like they did with the housing market.
Bamboozling, exactly.
They gave people.
They know what they're doing. They
know
you can't pay it back, so therefore you are enslaved to them.
Yeah.
They know 20 years from now there's some law that George Bush probably passed that he didn't know he passed, saying if you can't pay this back, then we have to seize your house and everything you own.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
It's a reality for me that, it's almost like when you're on probation, like you don't really care, but when you're off probation, it's like this secret weight that's been lifted. Like, oh my God, I can smoke fucking weed again, even though I've been smoking weed.
Right.
But like, it's the same thing with my debt. Like, I just go every day like it doesn't exist, but in real life, it's fucking there.
Yeah.
Like, who knows in 10 years that they might come for me.
Yeah.
But that's also why, like, we need to stand strong as a whole generation. But like, we're not fucking paying you.
Well, you know what I
What you gonna do?
Fuck all you guys because I didn't go to college.
Come and get us. Come and get it.
Pay your fucking money.
Come and get it.
Pay your college debt. I'm kidding.
But that doesn't even benefit anybody except the guys that are already rich as fuck.
Yeah.
But then they'll be like, well, it's because of the people that are paying their debt. Well, those people need to stop paying their debt too. They do.
College shouldn't be as expensive as it is, anyways.
I feel like if you didn't graduate, you shouldn't have to pay it almost. Because they're going to because if you did graduate and you are using your shit, it's almost like it was useful. Yeah. You're a doctor now making $200,000 a year. You can afford $5,000, $6,000 a year.
Right.
If you didn't make it, good try. Thanks for society. You didn't make it. We don't need your money because we have enough people that we pushed out that are successful. That's how I feel it should go. But people are like, that's not fair. You were just dumber. Like, no. Like, it's got to make sense. And it doesn't make sense. And here's my problem is kids in high school, I made D's and F's.
Yeah.
And you gave me a fucking loan for college.
The fuck you
Red flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
Like, if they look at you for a loan and you've defaulted on all the loans you've been given before, or you have bad credit cards, they're not going to give you that fucking loan.
I'm 32 years old now, and if my fucking credit score is 0, they're not going to give me a loan. So why would you give me a fucking $100,000 loan with, AKA my credit score of grades being D's and F's?
Right.
That should be illegal.
Yeah, what the fuck did they expect? You just start making
It's
A's
a setup.
B's?
You knew what you were doing. You knew is the problem. It's like the crash mark, the house crash, the market crashing. The only thing that was incriminating about it is that they knew. Yeah. If they didn't know, then it's not incriminating.
Right. And everybody was fucking doing it.
But they knew. That's what makes it illegal. Right. It's illegal. I almost think going forward,
I think college
you can't get it. We brought up a really good point. If you're not above a fucking high school grade of a C, you shouldn't be eligible for a fucking college loan. Low key.
Yeah. I mean, in real reality.
In real life. And people are like, well, you're not giving everybody chances. Well, we're talking about money in real life here. Yeah. You're just setting that person up for failure if they can't make a fucking C.
And like you said, that's going to be on their fucking shoulder.
Yeah. It makes them a worse person.
But
later on in life. Because now they can't get a house or a car. Right. I got lucky and I have a wife that has a good credit. Right. If I didn't have that, I'd be fucked. Right. I would just have to fucking sell fucking drugs, make money off the books. That's what's wrong with America. Yeah. Like, anybody who has bad credit, a.k.a. went to college and failed, has to sell drugs. No, it's true.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying
not wrong at all. Funny. Because if I go to work,
it's fucked up.
Because if I go to work for 10 years without paying a payment on my college debt, they'll start taking it from your check. Right. Well, I don't want that to happen. So what do you start doing? You start working off. Yeah. You start working off the books. Yeah. I'm going to sell drugs.
Where they can't.
Therefore, in a domino effect, colleges are really manufacturing more drug dealers. No, not just drug dealers, but citizens that aren't paying taxes. They're manufacturing more jobs that don't have to pay taxes off the books than they are that do, because there's more flunkies than there are graduates. Let's look at the percentage, because I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Really, they press you to graduate, so you have to pay the loan. But like, I'm pretty sure I felt like so. After my 6th year of college,
Right.
I finally decided on science. Right, because I was like, oh, in the future they'll be going to Mars, which I was right actually.
Yeah.
They'll biology people, and I was kind of right. But anyways,
I think college should be free. I think college, if you can get a skill,
I'm pretty
whether
sure
it's
there's more countries that have free college than paid college.
I don't know about that. I know there are a lot that have free college, but if we're gonna sit here and say that college is something that can benefit society, the more educated we have, the more educated people we have, the better our society will be. Why would you not want college to be free and as many people to have access to that knowledge in college?
I'll tell you why. This isn't a smart ass answer or nothing. It's just the reality of life. Everything's about money.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand it. I'm just saying
all of the world's
me.
mysteries, I guarantee you can make a paper trail to it.
I believe it.
9/11. There's a paper trail. There was money.
People
Someone.
made
Someone.
money. People
COVID.
make money. People make money.
COVID.
Yeah.
The richer got richer and the poor got poorer. There's always a paper trail to every phenomenon. Ever.
That is pretty fucked up how much money they all
And I
made.
called
The
it. You
richest
know what's
people made
crazy
at the
about
beginning
COVID,
of
bro? I
COVID.
fucking called it. Restructuring I said this from day fucking one.
You did?
What I said is literally what everybody's saying now.
We'll see.
You want to restructure the dollar to digital. Called it from day one. Because what do you have to do? Now you have to shop online. You can't go to physically store and use cash. You have to shop online because you have to stay home.
Yeah.
Who got rich as fuck?
Amazon. Jeff Bezos.
Amazon, Walmart, e-commerce.
I mean, I'm pretty sure his own personal
Alibaba.
wealth grew by like $50 billion.
Alibaba,
$100
which is the
billion, Chinese company. Yeah.
It's the Chinese Amazon. Alibaba. That's who got rich. You know, it just funneled the money down to 3 corporations instead of millions of mom and pops.
Right.
And now we can trace your money.
And the thing is, they know how not to get taxed.
It's not they know how. They're just getting tax breaks. They don't even pay tax. I think.
No, they don't because
I don't think Bezos paid any taxes.
He claimed like $80,000.
But he wants someone like me that has
Yeah.
a fucking mom and pop's studio that I've spent all my liquid money into in savings to pay $7,000 a year.
Right.
Like, fuck you. $7,000. You made that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, if that.
Like, pay your fair share, bro. I have no problem paying taxes because we need our roads and our infrastructure.
Yeah, we need fucking fire.
I agree with taxes, but make it fair.
Yeah.
And here's my thing is like, and I disagree with Elon. Elon talks about, like tiers of taxes.
Yeah.
If it's 7%, that's a sales tax. I don't know what
There's 12, 22
on income.
30.
12 is too much.
36 is the highest.
So here's my thing.
I believe.
Here's my thing.
I agree with the way the taxes are done.
Here's my thing.
Marginal
If
tax
I'm
rate.
running for president and I have to figure the market out, it's just common sense to me. Everybody pay 2%. So it's low, and therefore the super rich have to pay a lot. But it's all fair. If you made $1 trillion or if you made $2,000, pay 2%. Mm-hmm. Everybody's fair. What's so hard about that?
I don't know exactly how it works.
Is that like?
Here's what I think.
Is that like communism? I
Here's
don't
how
know.
it might work.
It just makes sense to me.
So if we'll do this easy math, if I make $100,000 a year, and let's say the tax rate is 36% on me for whatever reason, I'm not paying $36,000 in taxes. So on the first $10,000, you pay 12%.
Okay.
And then from $10,000 to $40,000, you would pay 22%.
More? I thought it was less.
No, you would pay more because that's more money that you make. So the super rich are only paying 36% on the money they make over $150,000 or whatever it is. They're not paying 36% on all the money that they make. They're paying 36% on the money that they make over a certain amount. So like you paid 22%.
Too confusing. Just pay 2%.
Fuck that.
Why though?
I just don't like it.
Why?
I don't.
It's fair.
It might be fair.
It's fair.
If
you make 100,000 and I make 50,000,
yeah.
Okay, so 100,000, 2% of 100,000 is what, $2,000?
Yeah.
You gotta pay 2,000.
Yeah.
I gotta pay 1,000. What's so fucking hard about that?
I don't know.
It's fair. We pay the same exact amount, and it goes into one big pot to fix our roads and everything. They're making it. What happens is these rich get in these lobbies and these political parties, and they get fucking the lobby to pass laws for them to where they don't have to pay any money with all the loopholes because they have some guy doing their taxes that knows how to file them where there's a loophole. They're greedy.
Well,
it's the rich. The rich ruin taxes, not the poor.
Yeah,
the poor are paying their taxes. If anybody should get a tax break, it's the poor.
Elon doesn't.
They talk about this trickle down effect,
right?
Then the rich should have to pay the taxes.
Yeah, that's what a lot of liberals say. Tax the rich.
But that's not fair either. Tax everybody the same percentage. What am I, independent then?
I'm not saying that that's not fair.
It just makes sense, bro.
I get it. No,
if you own a fucking donut shop that made $100,000 and I own this recording studio that made $70,000, we should pay the exact same amount. 2% of what I made. And that's not even what you made, that's what you claim. No one claims everything they make. Nobody.
Everything I make.
I do.
Minus.
I do on camera. I claim everything I make.
My slight winnings in pool.
Well, if you get a 9 to 5, you have to claim everything you make.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're working for the man. 9 to 5's for suckers.
Maybe.
Well, it's different folks, different strokes.
Yeah.
Not everybody can know their own business because they don't have they just don't have it in them. And then there's also people like me that just doesn't have it in them to have a boss.
Right. Different people.
I'm not saying business owners are better than 9 to 5 folk. I'm not saying 9 to 5 folk are better than business folk. But it's just different people, how they function.
Right.
I mean, you are the perfect example of that. Like, you almost have to have structure for your life to work.
Yeah.
If your life was just like, do what you want when you want, Jordan. Figure your money out later. You'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you'd rather have that structure like, okay, Monday, I got to get the fuck up.
The odds are
Saturday, I can fucking drink.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, I want to do what I want when I want. I don't give a fuck what day it is. Because I might feel different on Monday than I do Sunday.
I mean, structure definitely works better for me, I would say. I think you're right in that.
Yeah. And I figured out in college, people handle structure different than others.
What were we looking up?
I don't know. I'm just on here.
On YouTube.
And I'm looking up nothing. I don't like my logo moving. It's kind of like if I had epilepsy, it would bug me. I noticed that with the 1.5 episode.
Yeah.
I kept playing my thing back to back real little.
Yeah.
I was like watching. I was like, oh my God, it's kind of like Joe Rogan's Red Room.
Yeah.
It's hard to look at. I was like, I should have just kept it on nothing. It's a psychological thing, I guess.
I don't fucking know.
I mean, hold on. Let's look at it. It's kind of annoying just to keep playing on repeat. I need to make a still image from my... I wish I could just...
Fuck, this guy.
Nothing's better than old school Lil Wayne, bro. I mean, it's just our generation and how we feel.
Like, I know a lot
like
of
your dad
younger
feels,
people that like Lil Wayne, though.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles are...
Like, one of Carrie's best friends fucking loves Lil Wayne.
I told my dad asked me the other day, he's like, what's your... Like, just now asked me this question. What's your favorite band of all time? Or artist? I was like, the Eagles. And it caught him off guard.
What?
He's like, what? I was like, yeah, Dad. It's my favorite band, artist, anything of all time. Musical.
But our fucking music tastes are so fucking broad.
Yeah, if I just have this playing in the background, like when we rewatch this, bro, you realize like
it's probably definitely an eyesore.
It
I
is.
can totally see that. Yeah.
It is. It's just too much movement.
Yeah.
So I just need to make like screenshot of that.
Yeah.
Like if I made a T-shirt, the T-shirt's not gonna move.
It could.
But I need to come up with a still because the only thing I have is this moving one. I don't have a still. But you know what I do like is like when if I like exit out and I go to YouTube before it's moving, I need to, I'm about to do that right now. During live. Buy this hoodie. I'm going to make the logo right now. Sponsored by Twisted Tea. Not yet, but they will.
Yeah, get on that Twisted Tea.
Yeah, Twisted Tea. Pick it up. All right, so YouTube. There's like a quick key to screenshot this shit. Kane's World.
God, when I tell whoever I talk to that we discuss tax rates.
Yeah, bro, look at us. We're old. This is the most boring podcast ever. Someone out there will like it. Yeah, we talked about. Look at us, bro. If I could travel to the future and see this episode, I'm like, that's not us. I would be proud of me. I mean, I'd be proud of me.
You're saying from
I'd
the
be proud of
past
me.
travel to now, from your past.
Yeah, I'd be proud of me. You ever think about that?
Did you think we'd be here on a fucking Saturday night?
No, because I have a wife and kid.
Yeah.
I'm snuck out. I'm probably in trouble when I go home. But would 12-year-old Jordan be proud of 32-year-old Jordan?
Maybe 32-year-old Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not 23-year-old Jordan.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, when's it end? It doesn't end. It doesn't. I just put on loop. I realized I was like, I don't want to watch that. But it is just audio only, but still, it's just like, I should have just left it at that. That one right there.
Yeah.
It's just much more pleasing, like psychologically.
Yeah.
But if I go to my home page, I need to screenshot. Oh, it's playing. But let it play once and it'll stop. And that's what I need to screenshot. And just make that the logo. So
replay it.
I don't want to replay it. I just wanted to get rid of this. God damn it. Come on.
Up.
How many minutes have we done this for?
Like 70.
70?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Kelsey hasn't texted me. They must be chilling.
No, but you.
Oh, I want to talk about something with you.
Okay.
Because last episode I wasn't allowed. James Webb Telescope. You seen anything about that?
The what?
James Webb Telescope.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, it's right down my fucking strike zone. So, NASA, not SpaceX, not Amazon, NASA has been working on this telescope. It's basically Hubble on fucking steroids. Fucked another telescope on steroids. Fucked another telescope. It's just genetic gene pool of fucking the greatest telescopes ever.
Okay.
And then they're putting it not just in space, but in the Lagrange point, which is like as far as they can go without losing a telescope.
Okay.
That'll just be gravity attracted to us. So super far away from Earth, out of any light disruption.
Okay.
And it's Hubble on roids.
Okay.
And they're like saying that we'll literally be able to see to the end of the universe. Like, it's a time machine. And we'll be able to look billions of years into the past.
Right.
So I was asleep one night, and I realized how time travel is possible.
Okay.
Basically, you have to have teleportation to be possible. That's the only way. So if I'm like looking at a star I'm looking at a photon that's hitting my eye a billion years ago.
Yeah.
To leap forward to that billion years, I have to be able to teleport. That's the only way to time travel.
Okay.
You have to. That's what Einstein actually said. I was like figuring out what Einstein figured out, and I thought I figured out something special, but I didn't. Basically, you have to travel a far, far distance very quickly.
Right.
Is the only way you can time travel.
Faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, that's why it's called space-time. It's linked together, literally. So the faster you are. Yeah. So anyways, basically if I'm seeing a star that's a billion years old, but if I can go there right now, I would literally be a billion years in the past. You get it?
Yes, but I don't understand that. I really don't. I get what you're saying.
So
but
if
it's like they say...
Hold on. So I'm going to try to like humanize it or put it in layman's terms. If I'm looking at like the Orion's belt, right? And this isn't fact, but let's say that light that hits your eye is, we'll say, exactly a million years old. And I could be way off. I don't know. We'll just say that. So if I could literally just jump to that star that I'm looking at, that means I went a million years into the past.
No, it does not.
No, well, it's real time. So you'd be a million years in the future because it took that light a million years to get to you.
Yes.
Right?
The light that you see is a million years old.
So if I got to that star exactly when I was looking at that, therefore I'd be a million years in the future. Because then again, if I stood on that light and I would wait for that photon as I was standing it to hit your eye, it would take a million years.
Correct.
So therefore I could travel a million years into the future.
But that's literally what they say. Like if you could get on a spaceship
Yeah,
travel
I'm not
at the
special.
speed of light,
I thought I figured that out.
for 6 months, you would come back and it'd be like
That I don't get.
250,000 years in the future.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Supposedly.
But I do understand.
It doesn't really make sense to me either.
But I do understand if I'm looking at something that's super far away, it took 1,000,000 years to hit my
Yeah,
eyeball.
the light itself is 1,000,000 years
I
old.
get that. But that's not time travel because you're looking at what it was is when it was. But what's time travel is if I can go to when I look at it and register, okay, that took 1,000,000 years. But if I could teleport to that star right then and there, I know I'm 1,000,000 years in the future from Earth. Because if I stood on it and stomped on it, and then that light beam took another 1,000,000 years to get to Earth, that means I traveled 1,000,000 years into the future. Do you get that?
No, because if you teleported, it doesn't matter. Because if you teleported in real time, from here to 1,000,000 light years away, instantaneously, you just instantaneously teleported.
Yeah,
a
we're
million light
just
years
we're
away.
just coexisting.
And then you transport back like that.
That's the issue. Hold on, think about what you just
You're-
said. No. No. That's where time travel comes in. Say you teleported to Orion's belt, the middle star,
Okay.
and then you teleported back instantly.
Yeah.
Think about it. You don't come back real time
Why wouldn't you?
because you'd come back 1,000,000 years in the future.
How?
Because
That's
time,
not
space.
how it would work, though.
I get you. I get what you're saying.
You could come
I get what
back.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's all. It doesn't make sense, but it does. So like I understand though, like
I get that it would take that light
1,000,000
that
years
long
to
get
travel,
back.
right?
But that's not the instantaneous part. That's
Okay.
what I was saying.
Okay. What I'm saying is say like right before it hit your eye, you travel to that place, right?
Okay.
Would it be? Or hold on, no. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just real time.
Yeah,
Real time is real time.
that's what I'm saying.
Real time is real time.
It would only change if you
It
were
wouldn't change.
traveling
you just have
on
to ride
fucking
the photon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you're just experiencing normal time.
yeah. It'd still be a
There's a way I was sleeping when I was fucked up. I was like, I figured time travel out. but it takes teleportation,
Well,
so
no.
therefore it's impossible. It's almost like some quantum physics shit.
Right.
But
Spooky shit.
it's not spooky. It's just
No,
it's
that's
really
literally
in
what
layman's
they call
terms. It
shit
means is I
in
can be in two
quantum
places at
mechanics.
once, which makes sense because you travel a distance of time and relativity at the same time. It's teleportation. It's hard to explain, but with teleportation is literally the only way to time travel because you can travel a long distance instantly. Okay, let's say this. Okay, let's say this. Say we're gonna go back to the middle star of Orion's belt. Say if I could
Okay.
teleport there right now, right?
Okay.
Then I teleported back. Boom. I beat that light here. That when I was there, that reached me. Therefore, I
Yeah.
would be in the future. Does that make sense? I beat that light by 1,000,000 years by coming there and back. I time traveled 1,000,000 years. Because now I can look at that star. If I can live 1,000,000 years, I was already there. If I could zoom in on it and look at myself. There it is.
No.
No, think about it. If I could go to the middle star of Orion right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and I come back right now, boom.
Yeah.
That light that I coexisted with that comes from there won't reach here until 1,000,000 years. Therefore, I traveled 1,000,000 years into the past.
But you didn't.
But I did because when I was there for that split second, the light, the photon that took to get here to reach your eyes took 1,000,000 years to get here.
That's correct.
But I was coexisting with it 1,000,000 years ago.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying now?
Not really, no.
All right. Let's make it.
I
let's
get
make
what
it.
you're
Let's make
trying
it.
to
Let's
say.
make it a shorter distance.
Okay.
The sun. They
Yeah.
say, how long does Let's be accurate with this.
8 minutes.
We have the internet at our hands. 8 minutes. I heard it was
I'm
7.
I'm sure.
That's why I want to
pretty
look it
sure
up. I heard it
takes
was 7.
for light to
Okay.
travel from the sun to the earth. I think.
Google. Goggle it. Shout out Jordan Ramage's dad. It's never going to watch this podcast. How long does it take for the sun's light to reach Earth? Boom. Please just have a 8 minutes. All right. Say if I could travel to the sun right now,
Okay.
then back. Boom.
Okay.
Did I come back 8 minutes in the future?
No, it was instantaneous.
But okay, what if I took a picture of the sun 8 minutes ago, and then I sat here, and I was there 8 minutes ago, and I'm also here? Did I travel back in time 8 minutes?
No, you didn't.
I agree with you.
Because it's just taking that long for that light
No,
to reach us.
I agree with you. Everything's real time. You know what my big, what I hate in physics? I'm no scientist by any means, but you know what I hate when physicists use this term, and it's used every other sentence by
What
every
term is
physicist.
that?
The word universe. I mean, break that word down. What does uni mean? One.
Yeah.
All. Everything.
Yeah.
Verse, meaning like what we're in. So they say, oh, yeah, there's multiple universes. What? You're being contradictive to the
Yeah.
meaning of universe.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh, okay, multiverse.
Multiverse.
Okay, that multiverse makes a universe,
Right.
right?
It doesn't make a lot of sense. You're right.
doesn't make any sense.
I get what you're saying there.
Doesn't make any sense. And then like just the thought of infinite, and then they're like, okay, well, they call it the observable universe.
Right.
What? What's outside of that?
Right.
Because you're saying that infinite is a thing. Well, that doesn't matter. It's just nothing.
Right. They say that the universe is infinite, yet they also say that there is an end to the universe. So.
No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. They're
Not buying
constantly
it.
looking and trying to figure out new shit.
I almost want to put another theory out there. Kane's theories. So, like, you ever looked at, like, this is an off-the-wall one.
Okay.
Like, pictures or videos of, like, the super deep sea where it's, like, dark as fuck.
Yeah.
It looks like a Hubble telescope picture of the universe.
Yeah.
It's,
I
like,
can see
random colors of lights and
that.
animals with the food around them that they're eating. And it's very vast. It's huge. It's the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
Like the Mariana Trench, the middle of the Pacific Ocean, deep as fuck.
Deep,
You can't
deep.
see shit. Like, what if, like, space wasn't space,
Yeah.
but obviously it's not water, but, like, just like an analogy.
Well,
Like,
that's
what if we live in a deep ocean of some other type of realm?
right. No, I get what you're saying there.
And the black holes at the center of all of the light are just like animals that live in this realm.
Right.
Like fish, like an anglerfish does in the deep ocean.
All right.
That's why the only things go in and nothing comes out.
They get eaten.
Well, you know that they said they found white holes finally?
No. I
Last
didn't know
week.
that.
Last week they said they found a fucking galaxy where things weren't getting sucked in, things were getting pushed
Pushed
out.
out. I did see something.
And I
about
was
that.
like-
And you may have posted something.
And I
about
was
that.
like,
can't
get
remember.
the fuck out of here. Because every theory that I have is based on there's no white holes. It doesn't make
Right.
sense. That's why every physicist ever was like,
Well,
math don't make sense.
That's what they say. Like,
So you're saying
dark matter.
Now there's white holes. It is all that does is make math easy, and I don't buy it.
I get what you're saying.
I don't buy it.
Well, it's like they put
Let me see a picture of this white
they put
hole.
variables into like a simulator to try and create the universe on a big computer, and they couldn't get the universe to form without
Well, math breaks
their
down.
input of dark matter.
Well, just math in general breaks down.
You're talking about black holes.
Mathematically, black holes can't exist, but they do.
Light
But
can't
the
escape.
only way they can exist is if there's white holes. And now it's just, because you have things that go in and don't come out. But now they're saying there is white holes.
Yeah.
AKA an anus to this mouth.
Okay.
No, really though. If you think about it in my theory, like it's an animal. Literally everything you see in space is basically a black hole. I mean, they've basically said that at the center of every single galaxy, there's a black hole. Therefore, really, you're not even looking at galaxies. What you're looking at is black holes.
All right, we've had this discussion many, many times that may or may not be true, but I don't think it is because there's not a center to every galaxy. Because not every galaxy is a spherical galaxy. There are 5 different types of galaxies.
And every single...
Some of them are just random. Now, maybe there are black holes.
But at the center of every galaxy, no matter what kind it is, a spiral, a fucking nebula, whatever...
Are there black holes at the center of every galaxy?
There you go.
According to NASA science, astronomers believe that
virtually
supermassive
all
black
large
holes lie
galaxies.
at the center of virtually all large galaxies, even our own Milky Way.
Motherfucker.
Astronomers can detect them by watching for their effects on nearby stars and gas.
So therefore, everything you're looking at in the sky is a black hole with the matter around it. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
Dum, dum, dum.
Right.
And another great mystery of the universe that doesn't make any fucking sense to physics is gravity can't coexist with the expansion of the universe.
Why?
Because the law of gravity says bigger things attract little things.
Right.
Therefore, every black hole should just suck every other black hole in, and there should be universe collapse, not expansion.
But they do think that it eventually...
And that's where some scientists there must have been an explosion.
The singularity.
Bull fucking shit.
Everything.
Bullshit, bro. This is made up shit.
Yeah.
Gravity's real. It is. You can literally watch it happen in space. You can literally, I can fucking shoot a cannonball next to a BB gun in the same time in the vacuum of space, and you can literally watch the BB get sucked in by the cannonball because the cannonball weighs more. So gravity's real. Mass attracts little mass.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Therefore, suns should be sucking planets in. Black holes should be sucking the suns in. Black holes should be sucking other black holes in. There should be a collapse of the universe, not an expansion. And that's where scientists come together and like, okay, well, that means we're on the tail end of an explosion because we're still expanding. Therefore, one day,
It'll all
they call it the big collapse. And a lot of physicists say, well, here's my thing, is no one's been watching the universe nearly long enough to know shit. So it could be expanding now, but what if it just does this and then that and then like no one's physically old enough to watch the universe long enough to know what the fuck's happening. But it just fucking sucks that they just accept this theory of the universe is expanding. Just because it's been expanding while I've been watching it doesn't mean that's the only thing it's doing. That's bullshit. Like literally that's what they're basing it on. Since we've been watching the universe, it's been expanding. Okay, well how old are you?
I mean,
it's not fair.
I mean, this is...
Because at the end of the day, gravity's fucking real. I am stuck to this rock because this rock weighs more than me.
I mean, this is a generous estimate, but 10,000 years. The longest, the absolute
and that's
longest
what the
that
eyeball
we would have been. Yeah.
And out of that 10,000, only 100 of it's been with digital actual observation.
Yeah. And that 10,000 is generous.
Yeah, and who knows how long before that, actually.
Yeah. But we don't have anything written before 10,000. And maybe not even that long ago. Yeah, why'd you bring the ukulele?
I don't know. It's just
out of
it's like soothing to me. I love it. I don't know how to play it at all.
You didn't have to tell me that.
It just sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's cool.
I feel like we should end it, but...
I'm good with that.
I guess we'll end it.
Yeah.